migraine has impacted my life more than when I was a younger woman. I have other conditions such as arthritis, high blood pressure, financial issues because I'm on a limited fixed income because I'm retired, and it's just more grueling at this time. As I've aged with migraine, one of the problems is that I've been suffering with daily chronic for over 30 years. I started as a teenager, and now my migraines are worse. Clinical trials don't want to take me because they think I'm too old. They'd rather work with younger people, perhaps. It's also a lonely time in your life because you start to lose friends and family members, and it could be awfully depressing at times as well. That's why I seek support groups like Migraine Meandering to help me out tremendously. I am thrilled that there are so many sites to see that talk about migraine. There's new technology, there's new medications, new medical devices. And the truth is, we still need to live. We're sick, but we still need to live, and we need to live with hope.
I have been suffering from migraines for 44 years. It came out of the blue, and it was so debilitating that I didn't know what had hit me. As I began to age, I would say that the migraines are about the same, but how I handle them or how I adapt to them has definitely changed. What gives me hope is that I do have a family that loves me and supports me. I do over and above what I can for my family. I'm strong now, and I know that I don't have to impress anybody outside of my family, and that I do the best that I can, and I give the best that I can when I can. I would tell someone who is aging and still experiencing migraines to take one day at a time, learn to be patient with yourself, and do what you can do when you can do it.
My migraine attacks can vary from pretty mild to pretty intense. And when they are intense, they involve a lot of brain fog, throbbing, pounding pain, debilitating pain. I need to be in a dark room. I have sensitivity to sound. I have sensitivity to light and smell. And the pain is very severe. It's overwhelming. I've been living with migraine disease for better than 5 decades. And as I've aged, I have found that from what I can gather from colleagues and friends and peers that are over 60, they still have migraine. It doesn't just magically stop when you turn 60. My best advice for someone also living with migraine as they age is don't give up hope. There's always something new on the horizon. You have to be your own advocate to get access to those new things, but don't ever give up hope and don't stop speaking up for yourself.
Well, I'm 72 years old now. I started my journey when I was 17 years old in 1967. It's taken away parts of my life that I wish could get back. You know, the times with friends or the times with family. As we age, other bodily systems are wearing out, and combine that with migraine, it makes the migraine even more unlivable. I would agree that we're often excluded from clinical trials. And I think one of the reasons is I think they tend to not look at the people over 65 because we may have an issue with a trial that a younger person would not have. I would say the hardest part about living with migraine as I age is that I've had some other health challenges. I've survived cancers and had some surgeries, and I've had time in a hospital. The hope that I have at my age is that I'm still able to get things done. I mow my own lawn. I wash my own car. I change my own oil on Sunday. What would I say to someone who's aging with migraine? Do not hide your illness. Find a doctor who understands migraine, to meet people with the disease and to talk about our challenges. Don't just live with the disease and say, I have migraine. Get to your doctor, come up with a therapy plan or a treatment plan for yourself.
A migraine attack for me is not always sudden. I can usually tell if one is coming on, unless it comes on during the night and I wake up with one. Migraine started when I was around 11 years old. I'm 63 years old now, and as I have aged, they've gotten much worse. When I was pregnant, in my early 30s, I did not have migraines during pregnancy, and that led me to believe that, perhaps when I went through menopause, this would be a wonderful thing for me. That was not the case. They became chronic. It is a frustration that in many clinical trials, they have certain rules where they say if you're on this medication, you can't be on our trial for this medication. And so we don't know whether certain medications are going to interfere or help with the medication they're testing. Then when your doctor is thinking about prescribing something for you, he might say, oh, well, we got to take you off this one in order to try this one. I would say to another person in my age group that the most important thing to do when you're suffering from what you think is a migraine, discuss this with your doctor. You have to be part of your health care.
A migraine attack for me is on many different levels. One, a physical level where I feel like the world is closing in around me, where things go blurry, I lose my balance, and then psychologically, I feel like I'm losing touch with those around me. Migraine has impacted my life as I have aged. It has affected my family through losing employment. It has affected friends. But on the silver lining is it also has taught me some wisdom and has made me be more flexible and forgiving. I do think that people who have migraine have specific needs, one of which is needing to do research on our age group, where usually research is delineated only to include a certain age group, and those of us of age are not included. The toughest part of living with migraine as I have gotten older is people have expected it to go away. Oh, you're this age now, why do you still have it? Migraine doesn't stop when you get older, that it does continue, that it actually can become more chronic instead of being episodic.
I have chronic migraine with intractable pain, so I always have pain. It's just a matter of degree. I had migraine since I've been 12, officially diagnosed probably at about 18 or 19. I find the most unique thing that you will face as you age with migraine is people paying attention. They start to think that you are aging, so you have aches and pains and different diseases, so they don't listen anymore. I find the hardest thing that I've had to deal with is missing the things that I love doing, because I know there's a time limit now. When I was in my 30s, if I missed something, I know I had 60 years left. I know there's not 60 years left, and I don't want to miss anything. Advice that I could give someone with migraine: find a migraine specialist. Don't go to just a neurologist. Don't just go to your primary care. Find a specialist. Try the new medications. Try the new devices. Don't give up on yourself. You're still worth it.